when I was younger, it was really romanticized that you're going for it and just keep going. And, it's like you have to work 24 hours, do 4 movies in one time, 5 shifts, don't sleep, don't eat. And the more a person does that, the more successful you will be. But as I have seen and lived more life, I've realized having a work-life balance is really important. So when you talk about a beach, I was in Turks and Caicos just recently. My phones were off, me and my husband, just by ourselves. We spent time, we walked on the beach, we collected shells. And then I came back feeling rejuvenated, feeling excited and really motivated to take my career forward. I mean, this generation of girls is fearless. And there's so many girls that take charge of their own lives and they say, I'm not going to fit into the cookie cutter mold that probably my mother did or my grandmother had to. And it's so, I have goosebumps right now just thinking about it. I meet so many young women who have changed the trajectory of their families because of the choices that they've made.
Our first episode with Priyanka Chopra was the 13th episode of TRS ever. Now we've crossed 250 episodes on our English podcast. Priyanka Chopra was our lucky charm back then. I think the entire trajectory, the destiny of the podcast changed. And this conversation is an extension, a sequel of that conversation. Priyanka Chopra has now begun her entrepreneurial journey with her brand Anomaly. If you enjoyed the episode we did with her last time, you're going to enjoy this one even more because it's even more raw, it's even more detailed, and it's even more motivational. Remember, if you're consuming this on YouTube, now we have subtitles on every episode. So hit that CC button and read along with us. And also make sure to follow us on Spotify. We're Spotify exclusive. Every episode's available on Spotify 48 hours before it's available anywhere else in the world. Priyanka Chopra returns on The Ranveer Show in a new avatar, a new flavor. The new TRS is here. Today on TRS, we have one of the most productive human beings that mankind has ever known. Priyanka Chopra. For an international audience, welcome. For an Indian audience, आपका स्वागत है. इतना इंतजार कर रहे थे हम सारे Indians. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Ranveer. Thank you for having me back.
I have so much to say to you, which I'll finally offload now.
Please do. I've been waiting for this. Anticipation has built to high levels.
You and your podcast with us was a turning point in the whole podcast journey. And fortunately, we had first movers advantage for doing the podcast in India because podcasting wasn't a culture back then.
That's true. Yeah. That was right at the precipice of it.
Yeah. And whenever someone asks me what my favorite podcast was or my favorite guest was, I say you.
I love being a favorite.
There's a reason for that.
Thank you.
Okay, which I've not said online, but I will say, and I want to say this in front of you. When you're doing podcasts, you really sense the energy of the guest. Okay, and I've done all sorts of guests like Bollywood, military, you name it. You were the only person who gave me a very quiet, calming energy. You sat. You understood I was crazy nervous. You calmed me down and you gave me the content that you knew would work for the show. It was kind of like you were helping a younger version of yourself. Am I calling myself a younger version of you? I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But I totally felt that. I felt so much help from you. And you didn't have to, but you were so nice. And it kind of also gave me a reference point of how to just be as a media professional. You're so professional. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. That means so much to me.
Yeah, it means a lot.
I mean, even I was a newcomer, right? At one point, I also started at something different. And it's just so nice when someone understands what your goal is and instead of standing in your way, pushes you just a little bit. And I kind of maybe sense that feeling from you. And I always like to stand and be helpful rather than be a thorn on your side. So I'm glad that it worked for you.
No, you weren't a thorn at all. Should I make it heavy now or should I warm you up a little bit?
Whenever you want, buddy. I'm good. I'm really good with heavy lifting.
Okay. Are you happy in life?
Yeah, actually happier than I've been in a really long time.
Okay. Why do you say that?
I think I reached a place where I stopped struggling with the things I did